Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to give you 11 tips for setting up your Sony a7S III for video. Let's go. Normally when you're recording you just get this little indicator here. You can make it more obvious. What you need to do is go to the menus, head down to shooting display, choose ENF disp during record, turn this on, and now next time you record you'll get this big red box, making it a lot easier to see if you're actually recording or not. This is going to make sure you're actually recording and don't miss any shots. Out of the box, whenever you start or stop recording, you get a really annoying noise. If you want to turn these recording noises on and off, come into the menu, go down to settings, scroll down, go to sound option, choose audio signals, and then set this to off. The a7S III has dual native ISOs, so for example in S-Log3 the base ISO is 640, this is what it looks like, this is where you're going to get the least noise, and for S-Log3 the dual base ISO is at 12,800. I've got an entire video dedicated to this which I'll link to in the description. If we just go slightly underneath the second base ISO of 12,800, for example 10,000 ISO, notice we've got more noise here, but as soon as we switch to 12,800 that noise disappears. If you've made loads of customizations to your a7S III, you may want to back up the entire camera settings to an SD card. Come into the menus, head down to settings, choose reset or save settings, choose save load settings, choose save new, enter a file name and then choose save. This will save your settings to the SD card. You can then load the settings at a later date, just choose load, choose the file, choose OK. This will reset the camera and load the settings file with all of your customizations. You can use this to share settings between friends or have multiple setups for different jobs. If you're liking these tips so far and you want to support the channel, please go and subscribe and turn on notifications. If you're running multiple different cameras, you can customize how the file names are recorded to those cameras. By default, we just get this C number followed by a sequence number. To change this, go into the menus, head to the shooting menu, choose file settings, choose file name format, and here you can choose between the standard, which is just to have a C and then a sequence number, or you can choose title, date plus title, or title plus date. Choose title and then head into title name settings. Here you can set a prefix for the file name. So for example, you could set this to A7S III, choose OK again, and the next time you record a clip, the file name will be prefixed with A7S III. You can customize how quickly the camera transitions between different autofocus points. To do this, head into the menus, head into the focus menu, choose AF/MF, and then choose AF transition speed. A setting of 1 is the slowest and 7 is the fastest. So at a setting of 1, notice how slowly the autofocus transitions, and back again. And if we choose the maximum of 7, notice how quickly the autofocus changes now. If you're working with manual focus and you want to double check that the focus is bang on, head into the menus, head into the focus menu, head to focus assistant, choose focus magnifier, and then you get this red box. You can move this around on the screen, tap the middle of the dial, and this will zoom into that area, and then you can use manual focusing to check that you're spot on. If you're making use of eye-AF, the autofocus system will automatically lock onto either the left or right eye. If you're using a lens with a shallow depth of field, you might want to select a specific eye, just so you focus on the near side or the far side eye, depending on the look you're going for. To do this, head into the menus, choose the focus menu, choose face eye-AF, choose right left eye select, and then you can select either the right or left eye, and the autofocus point will stick to either the right or left eye. Once again, this can be useful if you're working with a shallow depth of field. You can customize the autofocus system in the a7S III and decide how responsive it is to changes in subject or how much it stays locked onto a single subject. To do this, head into the menus, head into the focus menu, head into AF/MF, choose AF subject shift sensitivity and choose a value of 1 to be more locked on. This will make it less responsive to changes in subjects. So you can see here the book is actually not focusing at all now. It's trying to stay locked on to my face, which is behind the book. And you can see it stayed locked onto my face there. If we change this to the maximum value of 5, it's going to be more responsive now to changes in subject. So it's tracking my eyes, hold the book up, it switches to the book, switches back to my eye. So that's highly responsive autofocus subject shifting. The A7S III has a feature called Shockless White Balance, which allows you to set how quickly changes in white balance are reflected in the video. Here it's set to off if we have a look at this, and we'll go and make some changes to the white balance here. Notice that when we change the white balance setting, the change is almost instantaneous in the video, so this can be quite jarring to the viewer. If we set Shockless White Balance to slow, it's going to be a more gentle transition between white balance changes. Once again, we'll make some changes in the white balance. Notice when I shift white balances that the change is more subtle now, and it gradually changes to the different white balances. The A7S III has a USB-C input, which is behind this door here, and this USB-C input also allows you to provide power to the camera over USB. So let's plug this in, and you can see up here that we're providing power with this little icon. This means you can shoot for longer if you've only got one battery. The battery will discharge more slowly. Just bear in mind that you do actually need a battery in the camera for this to work. You can't just plug a USB-C power delivery cable in without a battery. And as an added bonus, you can also charge the battery when the camera's turned off via USB-C if you've got an appropriate cable, AC adapter or power bank.